The Vols, the Aggies, round two, Knoxville, Tennessee, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. If you're the team wearing orange and white, you better be coming out seeking revenge tomorrow night because that's a team that beat you, that had no business beating you, especially based on what we've seen from that point. I'm going to talk more about this game after this intro. Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel. Thank you for tuning in with me. Let's cut to the chase and get right into this thing. Tennessee versus Texas A&M tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, ESPN. Texas A&M took round one, 85-69. It was a game that wasn't close. It was a game that, frankly, Texas A&M played their best game of the year. It was a game that was not officiated well. It was a game the officials made multiple major mistakes in that game, but it didn't cost Tennessee that game. Tennessee got outplayed on that. And I'm going to touch upon a little bit about those statistics, a little bit about what happened in that game, but what's at stake tomorrow night as well. But I'm excited about this game. I want to see how Tennessee responds. Ever since that game, they've been on a roll. Now, granted, they played Arkansas, they played Vanderbilt, they played Missouri. Arkansas, first half, 46-40 to half. Tennessee pulled away, won that game handily. Vanderbilt last weekend, they dominated from the get-go. Missouri, the other night, tough game. It was, if you listen to my preview, that game went exactly as I thought it would go. It was a tough game. It was one where Missouri come out ready to play, but Tennessee got away from them, the latter part of the second half, and they never looked back. Now, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't great. But you had guys who stepped up that game. Tobey Awaka, a guy who could be a big, big factor tomorrow night in that game, stepped up with a double-double last week. Good to see from him. Jonas Adu did good things. Dalton Connect had that stretch where he took that game over 15 points in no amount of time. He had assists. He just, his stats may not have reflected a takeover. As he has his rough moments, but his moment in time in that second half took that game over, and that was the difference in that game. But these are two teams right now looking at the standings. You're looking at Alabama leads the conference right now at 11-2. Tennessee's one game back at 10-3. Auburn 9-4. Kentucky's Florida tied at 8-5. Mississippi State 7-6. Texas A&M 6-7, South Carolina 9-4 on this, and the way it's ranking them, according to I'm looking at it, is according to Ken Palm, and Ken Palm is just not high on South Carolina. They've got them ranked 54th. They've got Alabama 6th, where Alabama's not ranked that high in the nation. It's kind of puzzling why Alabama's not ranked higher than they are. I mean, Tennessee dismantled them at home. Tennessee's going to get another chance against them coming up soon, but I think right now in Auburn, I think those three are looking like your best teams. Kentucky, Florida. Florida was playing okay the other night. Alabama got away from them late. Mississippi State has kind of amped their game up a little bit. That loss not looking quite as bad as they're 18-8 overall in the season, 7-6 in conference. So they're looking like, a team that looks to be NCAA tournament bound. So it's Tennessee has a lot to play for over these last 5 games. As they're only a game out of first, they could still realistically and theoretically win this conference. It's definitely within their grasp at that point. But looking at Texas A&M, I'm going to look at, update their stats per game. So they're at 74 points per game right now. Their field goal percentage is right at 40%, 3-point percentage, 27.4 points per game. Well, against Tennessee, the first time they shot, 11 out of 28. That was above That was above their average. I mean, their 3 points for the first half, they were 50%. They cooled off in the second half to 25, but for the game, they were 39%. They shot 12 percentage points higher than they're accustomed to shooting for the year. That's why I say they played their game of the year. They dominated rebounds in that game. 43 for Texas A&M. For Tennessee, they had 35. It was a dominant rebound performance. Tennessee was in that stretch where LSU, Texas A&M dominated them on the boards. And the big guy to watch out for in that game, rebound-wise, was Anderson Garcia. Had 17 rebounds in that game. He was a big, big factor. How is Tennessee going to prepare for him this second time around with it? I mean, you have to be ready for what they're doing. You know what's coming. You've seen it once already. Texas A&M is not going to come in and shoot 39% in this game. They're just not going to do it. And, it was at home. We've seen this with teams. This is what has been happening. It happened against Arkansas. It happened against Missouri the other night. These teams are coming out shooting the best they've shot. Now, Tennessee has this awesome defense, this high-ranked defense. So what's causing this? Are they just not rotating out enough? Is the pressure not enough? I don't have an answer for that right now. I'd like to go back and examine it. Some of it, I know guys are not switching off like they should. And a lot of that falls on their guards. That's where they're getting hurt, is with the guards. It's not like there's a 7-footer stepping out going 5 of 8, 5 of 9, 5 of 10 from three-point range. That's not the case. It's the guards that are hurting them. So if you're a Zakai Ziegler, you're a Vescovy, you're a Gainey, one of these guys, you got to step out and step up. You can't get lost. When somebody goes down that lane, you've got to trust your Adu, your Awaka, depending on who's in, if not both of them, a Josiah Jordan James, a Dalton Connect, a Jemai Meshack. You got to trust on them or in them to do their thing. These guards are biting, leaving dudes open. And I don't think it's a coincidence. It happens once, so much. It happens 3 times. It happens numerous times where these teams that are not great shooting teams are shooting their best games. It's not a coincidence. So something's happening from three-point range where Tennessee's not guarding this the way that they should. I'm curious to see how they guard that tomorrow night because, again, A&M shot 39% the first time. I don't anticipate they will be in that range the next time. Tennessee, on the other hand, in that first game, I mean, you look back at those stats with it. I mean, Connect had 22 points. It wasn't an effective 22 points. So Ziegler had 15. You had Meshack with 8. And then besides that, Adu basically was 6 and 5. No show. Vescovy had 5 points. Josiah Jordan James 4. Awaka had 5 and 3 rebounds. And then Gainey had no points. No, I'm sorry, he had 4 points in that game. You can't do it. I need Vescovy. I need Josiah Jordan James if I'm that coach. I need these guys to step up. They kind of disappeared again at Missouri. These two guys, man, they played a lot of basketball at Tennessee. They are so up and down. I don't know that you can consistently rely on them. You have the game like James had against Kentucky. You have the game like they had against who was Vanderbilt. I know it was Vanderbilt, but still it was good to see it with those guys. You need them again tomorrow night. You need them to be big. Texas A&M is a physical team. They kicked Tennessee's ass for them that first game. If I'm Jonas Adu, if I'm Tobey Awaka, I'm ready tomorrow night. I'm coming in focused. I'm coming in ready. Do you see a little bit of J.P. Estrella? Do you see a little bit of Cade Phillips in there as well? Apparently, Estrella is ready to go tomorrow night. But that's what I'm looking for. Tennessee, my second bullet point, revenge. Tennessee should come out looking for revenge. A&M's a better rebounding team statistic-wise. That's the only really category that A&M is better in. They're not better defensively. They're not better offensively. They're a decent defensive team. They're not a good at all offensive team. Buzz Williams acted like a moron the first time. Idiot. Complete idiot. Didn't like his antics. He run out on the court. He should have been hit with a technical foul. He wasn't, which was incompetent officiating. And then, of course, he was dancing around at the end when Barnes called timeout. Barnes called that timeout for nothing more than to let the officials have it, and they deserved every bit of it that they got that game, as that officiating was a joke. Again, it did not cost Tennessee that game, but it was a farce, that game. Buzz Williams tomorrow night. If you're Tennessee fans, it's Checker Thompson Bowling. I fully suspect that crowd is going to be amped up. It's 8 o'clock game tomorrow night. It is on ESPN. This team's going to be ready tomorrow night. They're going to be ready. What I want to see them, a win's a win at this point. You've got to keep pace with Alabama. What I really want to see, though, and I didn't put it in my bullet points. I didn't put really. I just put what I want to see. I want to see them come out and get revenge and kick Texas A&M's ass for them, because they're a better basketball team. They can be more physical, or as physical, if not more physical. I want to see them answer the call tomorrow night. I want to see Jonas Adu. I want to see Tobe Awaka come out and answer the call tomorrow night. Do what you're in there to do. I want to see Josiah Jordan-James and Santiago Vescovi play like fifth-year seniors and not play scared. I want to see you bring it tomorrow night. I want to see Zakai Ziegler play controlled. I want to see these, your kind of role guys do their things. I want to see Dalton connect. They're going to play you physical. You better be ready for that at this point. I want to see you play physical back and bring it to them and shut their mouths tomorrow night and send Buzz Williams back to College Station once again with his ass kicked. I'm predicting tomorrow night, Tennessee 85, Texas A&M, I'll go 65. Tennessee's going to blow them out of the building tomorrow night. They're going to get revenge. They're going to move on to this gauntlet that ends the season with Bama, South Carolina, Auburn, Kentucky. I like the schedule because you're playing basically the best of the SEC over these last 2 weeks. That's going to prepare you for March Madness. I've said it numerous times. I'll say it again. I do not care about the SEC tournament. We won it 2 years ago. We got that banner in the rafters. Don't care. I want the SEC regular season championship, and then I want to make a run in March. A lot of these people are saying still Tennessee can be a number 1 seed. Tennessee can make a run in this thing. That's what I want to see. I don't want to waste my energy on the SEC tournament if it's going to hinder me opposed to help me. But I said it on the baseball show. Went live a little bit earlier. If you're a basketball fan, you're listening to this, I hope you'll tune in with me tomorrow night. After 10 o'clock, I'm going live after baseball tomorrow. I just saw where they moved baseball up to noon tomorrow. I'll probably put out a post-game wrap on that, just a video. But tomorrow night, at the conclusion of this baseball or basketball game, House of Orange, live around 10 o'clock in that 10 to 10:30 range. We'll go live. We'll talk about this game. We're going to celebrate Tennessee getting their revenge tomorrow night. Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Trying to build this thing. If you like the channel, like I'm doing, please share it out for me. I don't want to spend the beginning of the video going on that. We'll do it at the end. But, let's get this live chat going. Let's get this live chat amped up a little bit. It was pretty good the first night against Texas Tech in baseball. Not so much the last few, but that's part of it. It's a show not even quite 2 months in. But you guys have a good night. Happy Friday. I will see you tomorrow night around 10 o'clock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. As always, go Vols.